Check, check. episode, not a long episode. I'm testing out a few things, have some news. First of all, as you can see behind me here, this is the Creality website. I have purchased a new 3D printer. Show you here. They have a bunch of interesting options, ranging from $700-800 down to $200. The one I picked up is actually the Creality Ender 3, and the magnetic bed. So this is a short episode tonight, but I still wanted to jump on because tomorrow have a special guest going to be live streaming in the afternoon. Actually, friend of the show, Tiger, is going to be over here, and he ordered one as well. And we're going to do a special episode unboxing and setting up the Creality Ender 3. Or two Creality Ender 3s. And I'm going to see how that goes and get things going there. I also wanted to talk a little bit about a few updates I'm working on here too, on the show. But before that, the Ender 3 is a $200 3D printer. It works a little bit differently than the CTC I have. The CTC, the print head moves on the X and Y axis, and the bed moves along the Z axis. So as it's moving around printing each layer, the bed drops as the head moves around. The Ender 3, the print head only moves on the X and moves on the Z, and the bed moves on the Y. So as it's printing here, then it finishes a layer and moves up, and does the next layer and moves up. So it's a little bit different design. It'll be interesting to compare. I've always wondered if there might be some issue with that particular design, with like knocking a part over or something with the bed with the Y movement. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. There's also a lot of upgrades available for the Ender 3 on Thingiverse. Vent ring for the fan, a bunch of different cable chain designs, filament guides, cable clips. There's some really cool setups for adding the Raspberry Pi running Octopi. Let's see. There was one really nice one that like slides into the extruded aluminum base here. See if these images will load. Here we go. This one actually looks like it screws into the top, but some nice case designs so that there's not just a loose Raspberry Pi hanging out. You can see this one here has it off to the left of the printer. I've seen a few other ones that have it off to the right under the bed. So I'm going to check out a few different ones, a few different designs there. I definitely want to set it up with Octoprint or Octopi and have it network addressable and all that kind of fun stuff. So we'll see what comes of that. Let's see. There was one really cool. Oh, this I like this ribbon cable cover here too. That was a nice little design there. Let's see. There was one with. Yeah, here's some feet. So a lot of neat stuff. You know, with the CTC, one of the first things I did was print a bunch of parts for the printer, like these corner pieces, right, for the top, and some feet, and a little tool tray to sit inside, and things like that. So I figure there's going to be quite a few things I print for the Ender 3 initially as well. I've also started printing some filament spool holders. I got some fancy new filaments in. There's a marble colored filament. It's like white with the black specks in it. But then I also got a black one with some white specks in it. And I thought there was like to make a nice wooden chessboard and design some of my own pieces, and then 3D prints like the white set with the white marble and the black set with the black with the sparkly flecks in it. But this freestanding filament spool holder, I've printed several of these now, and they roll really smoothly with the filament on the spool holder. I actually need to mark my makes for this, but they're really nice. I did I think 0.05 millimeters layers, and on the spool centerpiece I used a 20% infill, but on the actual like framing piece, I guess, I used 0 infill, but I did well, like I think 5 shells or 6 shells, so it's hollow on the inside, but it's solid, nice sturdy plastic on the edges. So I've got 3 of those set up right now so far, and like I said, they run real smooth too, so it's going to be nice, easy to switch the filaments in and out between the 2 printers and all that kind of fun stuff. So and there's some other cool designs too, specific to the Ender 3. With the CTC, there's actually 2 holes in the back of it, and there's like a spoke that's back there. It's printed 2 of them because it's dual head, right? So anyway, the Creality Ender 3, it actually showed up today. Was fighting opening the box, but Tiger's gonna be here tomorrow. We're going to open the boxes and build them live with all of our mistakes, my mistakes, I'm sure, and get that going. And like I said, so the magnetic base, this is really cool because, let me see if I can show you, Ender 3 magnetic base. It has these like pads, I guess, that attach magnetically to the base. Let's see, there's not really a good picture here, but they're flexible, so it magnetically attaches to the base, and when it's done printing, you just pick it up, stronger than the pull of the magnet. And then to remove the part, it's flexible, so you just bend it, and this looks like it might be one that you can kind of, yeah, right there in that GIF, you can see bend the magnetic piece there, and it pops the piece off without any kind of having to fuss with it. I know with the CTC, I've had to I've had the bed maybe not aligned perfectly, and it's a little too close to the print head, so the first layer is like squished a lot. That first layer squish is too wide, and it's not beaded enough, and it'll stick really bad. So like I found a cool bookmark. Whoops, misspelled that. Let's see, bookmark. Found a cool bookmark design with an owl on it, and printed one out for my wife. And let's see, this one. Was this one the multicolor? I don't think this was it, but it was similar to this one. Oh yeah, no, this one isn't it. But anyway, they're not that thick, right? Because they're just gonna clip on the bookmark, or clip on the book pages, so it just sticks out of the book. And because it's not very many layers. It's like, I don't know, 4 layers or 6 layers or something. And with that first layer too close to the bed, it spread a little bit, and then it was a lot harder to get it off. I had to use one of my like X-Acto knives to get up under the edge, and because it was still warm and all that kind of stuff, it bent the print a little bit, so it didn't stay smooth, flat on the clip. But so that in theory, the magnetic base will help with that, right? Because then you just pick it up and then you bend the print piece, not the print piece, but the material that it was printed on, instead of having to get up under it and just bend the base and it pops off. So we'll see how that goes. It's the print bed is bigger as well. It's bigger than my CTC. It's the same width, but it's twice as deep. It's a square instead of a rectangle. And height-wise, it can print another 50 millimeters. That's right. Yeah, another 50 millimeters. So a little bit taller, definitely deeper, and so it's like a tall cube is the void that can be filled. So that'd be pretty cool. Let's see, a few other things I'm working on. I'm not sure if you noticed my initial stream starting soon scene there is a little bit different. I've been playing with some stuff in After Effects and Premiere Pro and Photoshop, and working on some new stuff. Previously I'd made the transitions with the colors coming in, and just playing with a few things, updating, making things a little more original than using one of the free themes with Streamlabs. And I've got a few other ideas there, some stuff to play with, and still tweaking things and learning things about that. It's a really neat program, and plus all the Adobe stuff is cool too. I also purchased a new laptop. It's a Dell. It's got a 8th generation Core i7. Came with 8 gigs of RAM. I'm gonna upgrade that to 32. SSD, hard drive, and I've got all the video editing and coding and stuff on there now too. What I'm going to try to do is get a capture card for my desktop here and use it specifically for the streaming, and use the laptop for more of the so I can show more things. Like I wanted to do a video on making the React, did some music videos for Shift Mojo for his last release, and I want to make a video about how I did that. Well, I can't run the Streamlabs program on this computer at the same time as running After Effects, because it just uses too much RAM and the CPU usage is too high, and the frames are dropping, and then you can't preview it in After Effects and all that kind of crazy stuff. So I'm gonna start using the laptop with that too, and see how that goes, and maybe I can get it set up as also sort of a remote streaming setup too, and maybe do some episodes like from the makerspace or different places like that, so I'm not tied down here at my desk. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, like I said, there's going to be a short episode, not really technically an episode, kind of just a little update and announcement about what's going on tomorrow, and I'll definitely post in the various social media places whenever we're getting started there. It's going to depend on a few things, timing with work and everything else, but it's probably going to be early afternoon, 4 or so, probably. Not too early, not too late. So, not 9 p.m. like the usual Thursday nights. So, anyway, that's what's going on, and hopefully, those are some updates that are interesting to people. Let me know in the comments or in social media or whatever if there's other things you're interested in. Like I could do a video about the video streaming, or some other programming stuff or whatever that you may be interested in. I know last week I started working on a project and was running into some problems with Visual Studio. Got all that set up, and still working on that project, but I didn't want to do a full episode tonight, working on that more, and then a full episode tomorrow with Tiger doing the 3D printer setup and all that. So I'll probably give an update on that next week, and show off some code there. It's been fun once we got Visual Studio set up correctly, but it's always fun playing with code that writes code, and even we might look at some automation stuff with Selenium or JavaScript or something. So anyway, all kinds of good ideas, all kinds of fun stuff could be going on, and that's really it tonight. I guess if anybody has any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below or on social media. You can also find my website, jeremysouthern.com. I'm a bit behind on posting the episode posts there too, but working on it. And I guess that'll be a good night. And I'll catch you guys and gals and everybody tomorrow.